Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Our gospel today is from St. Matthew chapter 2, the story of our Lord's Epiphany, as well as one of the verses from Ephesians 3. When I was in college, we took a couple of choir trips to Germany. We stayed in people's homes. It was a lot of fun. One of the things that we did on that choir tour was you would have a gift that you would bring for each of your host families. Now, of course, us being in Germany, they all spoke German. Some people spoke German from our choir, not many of us. But we would bring these little gifts, because if you bring a gift, that kind of opens a door. It gives a way of showing thanks, of kind of bridging your cultures. As I remember it, one of the most popular things we would bring over were Skittles, Jelly Bellies. But I can imagine sometimes our hosts would receive a gift and Danke? Thank you. Not quite sure what to do with it. So what did the infant Jesus and his family do with these gifts? Wise men, magi, astrologers come from the east. They go to the seat of power. They go to Herod because obviously he should know what's going on. But Herod needed to go to Sunday school to find the answer. They had to go to the scriptures in order to find where this Christ child would be born. So they went to Bethlehem, the backwater town a few miles outside of Jerusalem. When they came, they fell down and worshipped him. Now, I am all in favor of rejoicing over the birth of a baby child, obviously. But falling down and worshiping them is kind of unusual, isn't it? But this was no ordinary child. These wise men from the east knew something that the people there may have not fully recognized. The gifts that they brought, which would be in any culture a weird gift for a baby shower, the gifts that they brought pointed to who this child was, what he would come to do. Gold, the precious metal, the metal of royalty, kings. This was no child. He was born in the city of David, the city of kings, and even if this city was past its prime, it was still the city where the kings of Israel had come from. Frankincense, resin, something you would burn for prayer, incredibly expensive, along with myrrh and aloe. That was also used for prayer, but especially for anointing the body when it was to be buried. As I said, weird gifts for a baby shower. But these gifts were not simply gifts. These gifts pointed to a greater reality. The reality that this child who had been born to Mary was the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But he was not simply the King of Kings and Lord of Lords for the Israelites. He was not just their king, but everyone's king. So they came. So they fell down. And so they worshipped. This is what St. Paul calls the mystery of the gospel. The mystery of the gospel is that Jesus didn't just come for nice people. He didn't just come for people that look and act and behave just like you and me. He comes for all people, of all times and places, of all races and languages. He comes for everyone. He comes for the broken. He comes for the ones who are in desperate need. Gift. The gift that he brings, if possible, is even weirder than gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gifts that he brings are forgiveness, healing, new life, salvation, things that we don't even think of as something that we might need. And yet it is what we all need so very, very much. The gifts that we give to one another point to our love and affection for one another. We're kind of at the end of the gift-giving season here. But the gifts that God gives point not only to his affection for you, which it does, which is true, but points far deeper to his abiding, everlasting love for you. So much so that he comes into your flesh and blood as a little child. So much so that the gifts that he gives are more precious than gold and frankincense and myrrh. He gives his very self, his own body and blood. So that when you receive him, when you kneel down to worship him, it is not worshiping him by giving him something, but worshiping him by receiving all good things from him. And we in turn learn by this to love one another, to love those who are around us, near and far. Now, it's a long process. It takes a lifetime of receiving these gifts to learn how to give and pass on these gifts to one another and into a whole world in need. God is patient. God is merciful. God is love. And so he gives you these gifts not once, but over and over and over and over again. He showers them upon you because of his great love for you. The darkness may seem to cover the earth sometimes, but the light of the gospel, the light that shines forth from Jesus Christ, the light of the world, it never ends. And it shines for you even now. In Jesus' name. Amen. And now the peace of God will pass all understanding, keep your hearts and minds